Jain friends, I'm Major Gaurav Arya and you're watching the CHANAKYA DIALOGUES English. They're plastered on your faces, but you refuse to understand. Their stated aim is the destruction of Israel and pushing the Jews into the sea. That is what they want to do. They want to push the Jews into the Mediterranean. You know, they have destroyed their own country. Now they have come into your country, they'll destroy your country. That is the nature of the snake. It bites its own, it eats its own. Jain friends, I'm Major Gaurav Arya and you're watching the CHANAKYA DIALOGUES English. Like this video, subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. Friends, much is happening in this entire Israel-Hamas war and I have some news for you. Some of it is going to shake you up and some of it is going to make you very, very angry. So watch this video till the very end. Prime Minister Netanyahu, Israel's Prime Minister, says Israel's retaliation has just begun. You know, the United Nations is making faces and some countries are saying, you need to temper down your retaliation and you need to, your retaliation towards Hamas and Gaza is disproportionate. I would like to tell people that all military response is disproportionate. There is no concept of proportionate response. I think it's on papers. It's a theory. But when you start responding, you don't know where it is going to stop. So this is not something that can be measured. And how do you measure the killing of 40 babies? What is not enough and how much is enough? Nobody knows. So this is exactly what Benjamin Netanyahu said. And, the Palestinian envoy to the United Nations, I was not aware that Palestine had an envoy to the United Nations. His name is Riyad Mansour. He appealed to UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres and said that he needs to do more to stop crime against humanity. This humanity word is so abused nowadays, so abused. And almost all the terrorists and all their organizations use this word humanity. Where was the humanity when Hamas was killing Jewish children? Where was the humanity when they were raping Jewish women? Where was the humanity when Hamas was taking people hostage and still have people hostage even right now as I'm recording this video? Where was their humanity? Did the Palestinian Authority speak up? Did this gentleman, his name is Riyad Mansour, the Palestinian United Nations envoy, did he speak up? Did any of these people speak up when Hamas was, attacking the Jews? No, nobody spoke up. They were appreciating, they were applauding Hamas. And today, when Israel is retaliating, they're playing the victim card. They're going all over to the world saying, oh, Israel is beating us up. Good for you, Israel. I mean, Israel, just do it. Don't stop. Keep on thrashing these guys because this is what they deserve. And thrash them more and more and more and more and keep thrashing them till the end of 2024 at least. At least 1.5 years of thrashing they require before they come to their senses. Otherwise, this virus of jihad is in that Palestinian bloodstream. This virus has to be removed and it's going to take a long surgery to remove that virus. They're saying that 423,000 Palestinians, almost 500,000 Palestinians have been displaced. And UNRWA, this is the refugees organization of UN, they urge the Israeli authorities to protect everyone. Well, Israel is protecting everyone. It's not like Israel is not protecting people. Israel has already been decent enough and asked people to leave here. Israel has said, please leave this place because we're going to bomb it. What else do Israel has not bombed civilians. They have in fact asked civilians, given them a grace period to leave. Now, it is not Israel's fault that all of Hamas's terror infrastructure is in populated areas. That is how Hamas functions. So Hamas will fire a rocket from Gaza into Israel, and when Israel fires a rocket back exactly in the same area where that original rocket originated from, it will fall in a neighborhood, a populated neighborhood, because that is where the rocket took off from. And then these Hamas people will tell the world, oh, look, Israel kills children, Israel kills women. So what the Israelis are supposed to do is just quietly die and not speak about it, because then other people's sensibilities get offended. Okay? And in the Middle East, thousands upon thousands of people are protesting. Iraq, Iran, Jordan, Bahrain, and Saudi Arabia. And no to occupation, no to America. Chanted demonstrations gathered in central Baghdad after Shiite leader Muqtada Sadr called for a protest in support of Gaza and against Israel. So they're saying no to the occupation, no to America, which is why I was telling the Americans, I've met a couple of Americans, academicians and people from think tanks, and I said your biggest mistake was, now this is happening in Iraq, all right? Iraq, your biggest mistake, America, was, getting rid of Saddam Hussein. Your biggest mistake was getting rid of Saddam Hussein. Because these people only understand, these Iraqis, they understand Saddam Hussein only. They don't understand Americans. You know why they're speaking against America? They're speaking against America because you taught them freedom of speech. Right? You went there and you said, no, democracy. Americans have this itch of trying to spread democracy and they failed everywhere. Iraq is a basket case. Iraq was only under control because there was Saddam Hussein. And anybody who opened his mouth, Saddam have his entire family vanished, disappeared. And so nobody said anything and everything was under control. When Saddam went, suddenly you saw Islamic State, Al-Qaeda getting more powerful, the birth of Islamic State. All that happened after Saddam Hussein went. Or after he was captured or Baghdad fell or whatever. The Ba'ath Party simply managed. And a lot of people, Iraqi generals and senior members of the Ba'ath Party were the earliest members of Daesh. And they also joined Al-Qaeda. So, you see, this is how that thing was formed. Saddam was able to keep them under his boot. This is the language that they understand. Today, America thought they'll be grateful. America thought that, they are sick of Saddam's rule. They're sick of Saddam's, dictatorship. And they'll be happy. For 1 week or 10 days, they were happy. They welcomed America. They waved flags. Now, the same people are abusing America. They are saying no to America, say no to the occupation. And I want to ask the people of, let us say we are talking about Iraq. So let me ask the people of Iraq, what do you have in common? Apart from religion, what do you have in common with Palestine? What do you have in common with Palestine? Why should you stand? If you're saying that you're standing for the people of Palestine because they have been attacked by Israel, though that is not true, Hamas attacked them first and then they responded. But let us assume that you're supporting them because, you feel that, Israel has so-called quote-unquote occupied Palestinian territory. Why didn't the people of Iraq protest when Russia invaded Ukraine and took away Ukraine's territory? Why? Because to you it does not matter because they are Christians. Whether they live or die, it does not matter to you. And here there are Jews. They live or die, it does not matter to you. You are supporting them because of a common religion between you and the Palestinians. That's all. Your point of view is only religion. It's nothing more than religion and nothing less than religion. It is only religion. That is where this entire matter is stuck. People talk about, the Golan Heights, this happened, 1967 war, the 6-day war, that happened, and 1973 Yom Kippur war happened, and Israel took away this territory, and then Jordan also attacked, and Egypt also attacked, and all this is nonsense here. The Palestinian issue is an issue. See, the world believes that a Palestinian issue is about the two-state solution. It is about, Israel taking away Palestine's territory. But why did Israel take away Palestine's territory? Why did Israel take away territories from all these countries? Because these countries ganged up together to attack Israel. And they got defeated because they're so incompetent, they're so stupid that they got defeated. 5 countries together attacked Israel and Israel beat all 5 of them together. And they did it again and again and they got thrashed again and again. And that's it. That's pretty much it. So why should these people complain in the first place? They started this thing. So if I attack you and then you attack me back and you defeat me and you take over my house because my original intent of attacking you was to take over your house, but I was not able to do that, I got defeated, then why should I end up crying over, say you have taken away my house? Because that is what you wanted to do to my house in the first place, right? That's what you'll say. So this is what happened. Anyway, now France, the Interior Minister of France, Gerald Darmanin, has banned all pro-Palestinian protests. Excellent. He has said no. He's saying don't spread your nonsense in our country. He's not said that, but that is what I'm saying. And what my advice to Palestinians would be that if you want to protest, go back to that hellhole from where you came and burn that place down. Okay? Do it before the Israelis do it for you. All right? Because you don't deserve to be living in a civilized country. All right. At least 120 hostages still being held while gruesome details emerge. And actually 120 is this, and there is another figure of 200 hostages being held by Hamas. And the bodies of certain hostages are being retrieved because Hamas, I believe, is also executing some hostages, right? And there is another video which Hamas has released. And there is a man in a camouflage battle dress. You can see it. See it on your screen. A man in a camouflage battle dress with an AK series assault rifle holding a baby All right. Now this is a Jewish baby. This is an Israeli baby, and there is another young, young kid in front of him, but he's holding this baby, and one child there, small child says, the child is very thirsty, and child says that I want water. I'm thirsty. Please give me water. And the Hamas operative takes a cup of water and he says, say Bismillah. And the child does not know what Bismillah means. So the child says Bismillah and then he gives him the glass of water. This is Hamas for you. Baby hostages and teaching small kids religion and telling them that say Bismillah, knowing fully well that he's not a Muslim child, he's a Jewish child. But you're forcing a Jewish child that I will deprive you of water unless you say Bismillah. And the child said Bismillah because he was thirsty and he didn't know what Bismillah meant anyway. So this is Hamas for you. And this is an old video of 2022, by the way, last year's video of Hamas commander Mahmoud al-Zahar. Mahmoud al-Zahar has called for world domination by his forces, saying that Israel is only the first target. And this, I keep on telling people keep on saying, Arey, Major, this, that, they have occupied Palestinian territory. And yeah, there are some Indians who are calling it a freedom struggle. They're all nonsense. This is a war of religion. Please understand. This is no freedom struggle by the Palestinians. Palestinians and these Hamas guys, no? The entire Hamas and Hezbollah, a bunch of crooks, bunch of terrorists. And they are so highly radicalized. Their own, what they want. It's not a two-state solution is something that Israel accepted at one point in time. Today, Russia is also saying, and everybody is saying two-state, two-state. Did Israel ever say no to the two-state solution? Who said no? Who disagrees with the two-state solution? This much land should go, this much land. That can always be discussed and debated. That can be discussed. There is no doubt about that, right? That who should get how much land, that can be discussed and debated. But the fact of the matter is, today, that Hamas disagrees with the two-state solution. Hezbollah disagrees. What is their stated aim? Please go and look it up on the website. Yeah? They've written it, they've given it, they've plastered on your faces, but you refuse to understand. Their stated aim is the destruction of Israel and pushing the Jews into the sea. That is what they want to do. They want to push the Jews into the Mediterranean. They want to finish off the Jewish state. They don't want to coexist peacefully. They want to kill the Jews. And here is what their commander is saying. This commander, I'll again repeat, his name is Mahmoud al-Zahar. Mahmoud al-Zahar is saying Israel is the first target. The entire planet will be under law, under our law. They want to implement Sharia across the world. And what is the problem with Israel? Their problem, see, I'll tell you, you must understand this, ladies and gentlemen. Their problem with Israel is not that Israel is against them. You don't understand. Their problem is not that Israel is fighting against the Palestinians or the Syrians or XYZ. That is not the problem that Hamas has. Hamas's problem is that they are Jews, they are non-Muslims, and therefore they should be killed. You have to understand the logic. Why is Iran protesting? Protests are banned in Iran. All these countries that are protesting today against Israel's action in Gaza. Protest is banned. Those are not democratic countries. They are not allowed to protest. They have never protested in their lives. Have they protested? Have they fought for democracy? Have they said that this man on top in Lebanon is a complete lunatic and he must go and we must have regular elections? Or what about the mad mullahs in Tehran? These people are not free. Iranians, though, are good people and they are raising their voice. Iranians are raising their voice. Yes, I respect Iranians a lot. I don't respect their leadership. Their leadership are full of crooks. But Iranians are good people. And the Iranians have put their life on the line, especially with that hijab thing, They're really fighting against their own mullahs, the mad mullahs of Tehran. But the fact of the matter is that who's going to, stand up and tell the truth? The truth is that this is not a war about the state of Palestine. It is not a war about who has taken whose territory. It is not a war about the two-state solution. This is a war, at least as far as Hamas and Hezbollah and other Islamic states close by, like Syria, like Iran, like Iraq are concerned. This is a war of Islam against the Jews. That is what it is there in their mind. Ladies and gentlemen, Murad Abu Murad, he's the head of Hamas's aerial operations. He has been killed for aerial activity. And Abu Murad had a big part in directing terrorists during the massacre last weekend, which saw gunmen enter Israel from air on paragliders. So this entire paragliding thing and the air assets and all that, this was devised by Murad Abu Murad, and Murad Abu Murad was killed. But the new thing is that the previous Hamas commanders who have been killed over the last 4 or 5 days were killed in airstrikes. This is the first guy who's been killed on ground, the first big Hamas target. So one by one, these Hamas targets are being picked out by the Israelis and they're being wiped out. Congratulations, IDF. I wish you all the very best. France is deploying 7,000 troops after deadly school stabbing by suspected Islamic radical. So, you see, I was, when I heard this news, I was a bit shocked. I saw one school stabbing and France is deploying 7,000 troops. Why? Why should France deploy 7,000 troops? Because actually, this guy stabbed his own teacher, this student, former student. And this former student, he was kept under surveillance by the French authorities, and the French authorities said that this guy is a hardcore Islamic radical. He has been radicalized very badly. He stabbed his teacher, he stabbed another teacher. Now the teacher is dead whom he stabbed. The other teacher is in extremely critical condition, and a security guard who tried to intervene is also in an extremely critical condition. And here it says that he kept on stabbing everybody and kept on shouting Allahu Akbar, or God is great. So he kept on shouting Allahu Akbar and kept on stabbing everybody, whoever came. The dead educator was Dominique Bernard. Dominique Bernard is a dead guy, the French language teacher at the Gambetta Carnot School, which enrolls students aged 11 to 18. This story. Now, UK has sent Navy ships and spy planes to support Israel. This is again a big story. America had already started sending weapons. Now, UK has jumped in, and it's not very long till the other people also jump in and start supporting Israel. And all these other countries like Iran, Iraq, and other countries, they will only talk. You know what they'll do? They'll go outside the masjid, they'll protest, especially the Pakistanis. Every Friday, they're going to protest outside the masjid. I want to tell the Pakistanis, you say your army is number one in the world, right? That is what every Pakistani swears by. My ISI is number one, my army is number one, all that lies that Pakistani parents have been traditionally telling their children. Why don't you send your army to Gaza to fight against the Israelis? I dare you. Pakistanis, I dare you. Your so-called pathetic number one army. Why don't you send your army to fight against the Israelis? Will you do it? Will you do it? All you can say is that, play the victim card, like the Palestinians have taught the entire world to play the victim card. All you can do is that. Nothing else. Nothing else. You don't have the guts. You don't have the only thing you can do is bomb your own people. You did it in East Pakistan, which is now Bangladesh. You've done it in your tribal areas. You've done it in Balochistan. That's all you can do. That is all. Otherwise, this Pakistani army is worthless. And the last news I have for the day, ladies and gentlemen, is Stanford lecturer. You know what this guy did? Stanford is one of the top universities of the world, Harvard, Stanford and all that. So, he went to the class, there were students sitting obviously, he said, Jewish students raise your hands, so they raised their hands and he said, you come to the corner. He separated the Jewish students from the rest of the students and he told the Jewish students that you are colonizers. This is what he told them. And this is a teacher, he's now been suspended. But the fact of the matter is, this is what he did. And then he started saying, he asked somebody, how many Jews died in the Holocaust? And somebody said that, so 6 million. And he said, only 6 million. He was trying to say that more should have died. Now, the name of the teacher has not been revealed. But this hatred for the Jews goes very deep. And all these basket cases of countries, Iran, Iraq type countries, it is more there. Pakistan, loser type countries. You will not find this problem in the UAE. The Bangladeshis are educated. They'll not say, they might have their views, and I'm sure the Bangladeshis also majorly support Palestinians. But you will have an intellectual argument from a Bangladeshi. A Bangladeshi will speak against Israel, he'll speak for Palestine, but a Bangladeshi, because basically he's a Bengali, he'll give an intellectual argument. And he'll argue with you basis facts and figures and dates and history. And he'll have an intellectual argument with you. Right? And it's a Muslim country. But the same guys or the people of the same faith or religion in Iran, Iraq, there is no concept of speaking. They'll only talk about kill this guy, kill that guy. So empty-headed clowns, right? So this teacher, this is what he said. He separated the Jews and then he started saying that the Holocaust, he played it down and he said 6 million killed. He wanted to say it's not a big deal and all that. Now they have suspended him, but the fact of the matter is, I want to ask US, UK, You know, all these Western countries, white, West and wealthy, the three Ws, what are you getting into? Who are you allowing in your country? You see, these guys come from the waste basket of history. All these countries that I've mentioned, you know, Iran, Iraq. Iran is a lovely country, you know, I don't mean to say that. I think the Iranian people are very good people. It's just that that mad leadership of Iran is this thing. Otherwise, the people of Iran are beautiful people, lovely people, hospitable people. I've had the honor and privilege of meeting Iranians. They don't like their government at all. And rather, Iranians, they're very proud of being Iranians. They're very proud of their own culture, but they're quite ashamed of their government. Whether the useless people are, you know, why are they our leaders and all that. So, but countries like Iraq, countries like Pakistan and all that, why do you allow such people? I want to ask the Americans, I want to ask the British, the Canadians, the Australians, the French, why do you allow such losers to come into your country? Why? You know, they have destroyed their own country. Now they have come into your country, they'll destroy your country. That is the nature of the snake. It bites its own, it eats its own. That is the nature of the beast. So ladies and gentlemen, with that I come to the end of this video. If you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our channel, don't forget to press the bell icon. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata Ki Jai.